Now this is something.
Yeah.
Black women take care. Look at this. This is a billboard. Okay. Black women take care of their families by taking care of themselves. Abortion is self-care.
Mm-hmm.
But I like these guys over here more. Black lives matter, even in the womb. Right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting about the Black community here. You know, I've long campaigned. I've been outspoken about that. I actually do agree that the Black community, the Black man, has been held down historically all the way to this day. You know, that in the inner city, and particularly in like Black communities that are, and it's targeted to be this way, where, you know, the economic structure is set up in a way, and welfare is set up in a way to incentivize broken families and broken homes, because for the moms to receive the money, the dad can't be at the house, and there's this and that. And obviously I'm not speaking about all Black families here now, okay? But I am talking about the stereotyped Black man, you know, that becomes some type of thug or whatever it is that they're stereotyped for, right? But dude, I can tell you from my own experience in places I've lived where there are a bunch of little, you know, Black boys that are growing up and they're sitting in the apartment watching TV, and their dad's not home, and the system is set up again to incentivize this to be the case, you know, or maybe their dad is around, but they're caught up in gangs and stuff, because just like before them, as these kids are watching the TV without the father influence at home, and they're getting fed all this gangster rap crap and all this rap stuff, and all the other Black people that they're seeing are like got their pants sagging down and got big old chains on, and they're just flashing their money, right. And they're saying this is how you can be successful.
Money and women. Like, that's all you should care about.
Yeah, and like you're either an athlete or you're an entertainer or something like that. And again, I am not at all trying to be racist against or trying to lump all Black people into one category. You know what I'm talking about here. I'm like that stereotype that's been created, right? And I'm going back to this like Black Lives Matter thing and the whole thing. Yes, it's true. They have been held down, but it's like from the system.
It's by
like,
design.
Yeah, it's by design. And a big part of it is the culture itself. Like this whole, not rap itself, like, which is organic in its origins, but this whole like gangster rap, again, the way the system's set up to pound these communities with this hardcore propaganda. And I can just go on and on. All right. But you know what? It results in these really sad statistics like this. Tragic report: more Black babies are aborted in New York City than are born. And you know what? This is from February 16th, 2020. 10 years ago, or 9 or 8, a long time ago, we had a very similar report to this in my magazine in Waking Up Wisconsin. It was true that long ago. And look at this. And up here, you know, I threw, and they're also holding up that abortion on demand and without apology, women's lives matter, protest, the anti-woman racist standing up for life event in Oakland. And this is from a page on Facebook called Stop Patriarchy. Babies' lives matter. Anyways, here's just a little bit of the info. The most recent data available shockingly reveals that in 2016, more Black babies were killed by abortion than were born in New York City. More Black babies were killed than were born. The data also shows that in 2016, Black abortions accounted for nearly 40% of all abortions in New York City. So here you want to talk about Black Lives Matter. Well, what about the Black life in the womb, right? That life doesn't matter at all. In fact, and why is there this disparity that 40%, the vast majority of abortions, I mean, 40%, of course, is the majority because you're talking about everybody else and then Blacks, right? And there's that have a percentage. Well, check it out. Maybe the fact that Margaret Sanger, the pioneer and president, what's the word I'm looking for? Founder, I guess, of Planned Parenthood, was an outspoken racist that hated Black people, outspoken racist, worked with the KKK, right? So it is true.
And
they are against.
Commends her. She did, you know, she did great things for the community, right? But it's like, if you would even look into her, the tiniest amount, like you would see what an evil, terrible person she was.
And the Black community is just getting genocided.
Mm-hmm.
And so it still is the worst. And now everybody is enslaved, you know, with these invisible chains. Like we're all enslaved to this system now where it's like harder and harder to have any free enterprise. The grim statistics come from data published in New York City Vital Statistics Report and breaks down as follows. 22,465 live Black births Out of a total of 120,367 reported live births were reported in New York City in 2016, and 23,209 abortions were committed on Black women out of a total of 59,854 reported abortions. 1,000 abortions, 23,000 of them were Black. It's just sad, guys.